How we doing, team? Here we go with the week 2 video. This week we're talking about passing, so let's dive right in. This is the schedule that I laid out, so take your time to review it. Pause the video if you would like. This is all subject to change this week, as with the heat advisory, we will probably need some more water breaks. We'll see how the girls are doing. We'll have to get them in the shade at least once or twice during the course of the night. So this is plan A, and we will try to read our players and see how they're doing and make sure we take care of them as our top priority throughout the course of the session. One change to the previous week's plan is that I dropped one of the activities just because the amount of transition between those three activities I don't think was conducive to our group training sessions and the number of fields we're trying to operate simultaneously. So as the players arrive, it'll be similar to last week. They can just put their equipment down here at the bottom. Water anywhere close by. I keep thinking that we need to share this field on some nights where we're going to have all the players out there. Again, the heat might scare some kids away and keep them home. This will need to be a shared sideline as well when we do use all 8 of these fields. I did walk off the fields, which are now lined, and we can fit all 8 of these fields on, but these will need to be a shared sideline. We don't have the luxury of that additional space in the middle. Quick chat for 5 minutes or so during this time. So I'll lead the chat. During this time, I'll ask for other coaches to support in throwing down the gates for the first activity. We'll need 12 gates on both fields and using an alternate color cone to create a sideline. On the 4th side, the other 3 sides will have painted sidelines, so that should be good for us. Here's the lesson plan for the week. And again, these plans are coming from state curriculum creators. So this is from Massachusetts. They gave it to the director of coaching for the state of Wisconsin, who shared it with me. So these are, again, high-level coaches that are creating curriculum for the entire state who are signing off on these plans. I think they're really good. I'd recommend them in your team sessions if you're feeling comfortable with that. If not, we'll make sure we stick to them every week in the group training session, and you'll at least be able to practice if you would like to join us on those nights, leading these progressions, using these coaching points, using this language, and again, trying to think about staying on topic and lots of repetition of the same topic throughout the course of an evening to really drive home a point that you were trying to make. First activity is the individual skills, so we're using our gates. I did stretch the time to 25 minutes, thinking that we would actually start with the girls on either side of the cones, one soccer ball, and just really focused on technique before we even have them moving. So this goes a little bit against the modern theory that everything should be game-like. A little more old school, just sit there and pass and work on technique. But I think it'll be beneficial for maybe 5 minutes just to reiterate, point your plant foot towards your target, swing through towards your partner, lock your ankle tight. And all the coaching points are on that activity sheet as well, so please review those. Keep repeating those many, many times throughout the course of the session. Congratulate players that are doing well. Watch when a player swings through towards their target, but follows through or tries to swing through towards their target, but follows through across their body. Super common at a young age. And a really loose ankle is also very common at a young age, which not only they won't get as much power on the ball, but it's actually can be painful if they kick the ball with that loose ankle and it just bends their foot backwards or awkward. So really help them with that technique, and then we'll go through the prescribed progression of passing with a partner, keeping track of score, right foot, left foot, outside of the foot only, depending on how much time we have. This will be another bit of a transition from the gates to this setup. And so this would be a good time to have the girls go into the shade with the heat, get some water, rest a little bit while the coaches set up these fields. So I'll probably ask for support in setting up these fields again while I chat with the girls, or we can take turns with that if somebody else feels comfortable. Just having a rapport building conversation with them about favorite pizza, favorite ice cream, favorite soccer teams, whatever the case may be. Just have some fun with them and again build some rapport. And then we'll get these fields set up. Same end zone game as last week. The only difference is instead of being able to dribble through the end zone, now you have to pass into the end zone to get the point. And I'd like to see 4 fields for our scrimmage this week. So maybe 5v5 on each of these fields with some subs if needed. And just trying to have smaller games, more players touching the ball, a little bit more technical, a little bit more focused on passing rather than a lot of players that were dribbling into big open spaces last week, which worked great with last week's theme of attacking space on the dribble. But now we're looking at passing and receiving passes, and so we want to encourage that as much as possible, and so we'll make the fields a little bit tighter. We'll have a quick recap to again reiterate all of those coaching points throughout the evening, focused on passing technique. Again, having probably a demonstration with a couple players on that at the very end of the session, having some fun with them, getting a smile on their face before they leave. This is the activity that I would recommend in your team sessions, which is 2v2, and then each team gets to attack 2 gates, and you have to pass through the gate to score a point. So it's great to have the ball at your feet, be forced to look up, see if there's an open target down the field, which in this case would be a gate, or diagonally to the other side across the field if they aren't defending well. And if they are defending well, then maybe you need to switch the ball to your partner, and then they can attack one of those 2 gates. So really good about, do I have a good opportunity downfield? If I don't, I need to probably go square or to a support pass for my teammate. And again, we don't want to get into too much on the tactical side. Stay focused on technique, but we can have a couple cues about where their partner can offer that pass to be most successful.